Mr. Schroeder, let me ask you this. Assuming the recount was done in the manner that you say was the right way to do it, is there any evidence in the record that Mr. Nguyen would have won?
Yes, there's two bits of evidence in the record. One of them is the results on election night. Keep in mind that on election night, everything was counted by means of the voting system used originally. The paper absentee ballots were counted by optical scanner, and he got a certain margin there. And then the electronic ballots were counted using the MDB memory sticks, and the paper manual tally sheets for the electronic write-ins. And there was a result. This is not somebody who lost and is coming to this court saying, hey, if I could have been a contender, I might have won. He actually did win when everything was completed the correct way. What they did here is they didn't complete it. Now, because it's impossible for us to prove that if they'd done everything exactly the same a second time, that exactly the same result would have occurred, the legislature anticipated that. That's why they don't require us to prove up to the standard of what would have happened if all the ballots had been counted. That's why 15.632 simply says that they were all not counted and just voided. But in this case, because Mr. Nguyen actually won on election night by way of the voting system used originally, we do know what that would look like. And so we do have, that's the evidence in the record, is the actual count itself. The second reason that the electronic ballots were never recounted is the electronic write-in votes were never recounted by means of the voting system used originally. And because they weren't done that way, they were actually never counted at all in any way. Because, as is indicated in the record in our briefing, the only way that they can be counted is, in each case, personnel from the registrar had to look at the ballot, look at the spelling of the name, confirm whether or not that person was actually somebody who was a qualified write-in candidate, which could include the two candidates themselves, and then they recorded that on a paper manual tally sheet. In other words, it was not recorded in the MDB memory stick. So by ignoring that component, that tabulating component, these votes simply were never recounted.